Peace, fam. Oh, how's everyone? This beautiful evening. Oh, I'm just leaving work, and I decided to just come on here to see if I can get anybody that wanted to chat about an array of things. I just wanted to talk about, this weather that we're having. A lot of people got issues and stuff. There's so much going on. Celebrity stuff, so much going on. So I just wanted to see what anybody had to say about all that is going on, like what's going on in your mind. Because one of the things that what I'm trying to do is give us more time to ourselves and realize what is being a distractive to take us away, from time to ourselves. Because these times, right, are times that we're supposed to be within ourselves, in my opinion, in my greatest of opinion, because of what is transpiring ecologically, all of the things, the misguidances that are still transpiring, that as I say all the time, that we need to grow a discerning spirit from, so that we could be able to differentiate energetically what is taking place through systems that have been in place for a very long time, that has been deceptive for a very long time. So I wanted to put out there this energy of another energy of awareness, and I wanted to, if anybody had any questions or something that is going on, I kind of wanted to give my perspective of guidances, in the sense of how I would look at it and say, okay, this would take something away from me. This would tell me that this is something that I should not invest my energy in or give my energy to, based on the content of what is being presented. Because what I am noticing with social media, right, and this has a lot to do with the lecture that I was able to look at, that deals with language, syntax, and all of the syntax aspect of language and everything that is associated with that. Peace, everyone. I want to talk about an array of things, because there is so much that is going on to keep us away from what is happening in nature. So I want people to notice that there's a lot of ecological changes that are taking place around us, right? But we are so distracted by all these other things, we can't really see what is actually going on around us ecologically, that is truly a part of the frequency aspect of our being, right? I don't think many people get the gist of what is actually transpiring. Because we are a frequency, your being is an energy, it is a frequency. Everything that is around this planet, that is within this planet, is potentially affected by any type of frequency change that transpire. So if we are constantly being distracted by everything that's going on in social media and all of these many different things, because you have to understand that even social media is under the energy and the frequency of Babel, right? It's a whole lot of things that's going on at one time to keep your mind, any little thing that will keep your mind away from yourself. This is why these types of platforms were engineered to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you pause, what you look at, right? Because it needed to have a model of how your brain thinks, so that it can constantly keep you distracted, right? So, when we go through our scroll, and when we pause, when we, any type of movement that captures our attention, right? that captures our attention, notice that is how your timeline is developed. Something that is definitely going to be of an interest based off of how you move. So we have to understand that this social media, as valuable as it is in terms of us utilizing it to get information out amongst the masses, it also has another aspect of it, is that it is designed to keep you away from yourself, to keep you not noticing what's going on around you. And if they can't get you in the mass or the mainstream media, they're going to also, while you're looking and going through the things that you like, they're going to subliminally send visuals out there to distract you, to make you aware, because there are many of us conscious people that do not deal with mainstream media, but we get on social media because we feel that we have a little bit more control over what it is that we're looking at on social media. But they have also found a way to just kind of like throw things there in you, because they understand that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and all they have to do is just flash that image in your mind, and then it collects energy. So I just wanted to bring that to our attention, because we are so focused on, we're being pulled in so many different directions when we are connected to social media. And I'm connected to social media because I feel that, my purpose in trying to get the information out, because most people are so much engaged in social media. I'm utilizing that platform, just to express my energy. But I also too have to, take a step back, for a minute and really look at what is actually going on around us. There is a lot ecologically that's going on around us. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, we have been constantly inundated, at least my timeline is constantly inundated with solar panels. Now, I know that, our phones listen to our conversations. Google, Siri, they listen to our conversations. And I had a conversation about solar panels to update my house with solar panels and everything. And then all of a sudden, I had a conversation outside of social media, and so the phone picked up the conversation. And then all of a sudden I got inundated with solar panel information, right? But the thing about that now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there is a lot of ecological changes that are taking place. We have to understand that we are a frequency. We are a frequency. Even though we are materialized in this avatar or a manifestation in the material aspect of our energetic expression, we are still a frequency, and the planet itself is changing. Now, we have so many stories. This is where, and I'm trying to put it in a way to be able to express what it is that I'm trying to, the message that I'm trying to convey. Okay. We have everybody, right, that has many, many different stories about what tribe they come from, where they are, what, all of the things that makes them who they are, what they identify with, all of those things. But right now, all of that is very important. But what is important is this right now moment, right? And the right now moment is saying that whatever is going on, right, that no one really truly clearly has a clear and cogent understanding of what actually is transpiring. And the reason being that we are not clear and cogent in terms of what is transpiring is because for a very long time, we were not moving in the energy of knowing of thyself, to be more connected astrologically, or to be more connected in frequency, or to be more connected, because many of us didn't really realize that we were actually a frequency. You know, we didn't realize that we were a frequency. We thought that we were John, Jane, Patrice, and I had my grandmother, my grandfather, and I had my mom and my dad, my child. You know, we were just walking around every day, not knowing the truth of what we really are at the core of our being, right? So we were walking around here, not realizing who we are, but in the true essence of what is transpiring right now, ecologically, everything that's going on around us. We truly need to be, in my most humblest of opinion, we truly need to be focusing on ourselves. And the reason being that I am saying that is that they are continuously trying to keep us constantly distracted away from yourself. And I always use this saying that they always keeping us booked and busy, right? Because they don't want you to really know what's going on. And now these companies are now changing everything into solar. Now, the funniest thing about that, and there is some people that are not like understanding that, okay, if this planet is now turning into solar energy, which solar energy has always been free energy. And I did a video, maybe a month or two back, using reference to that little calculator. Remember back in the day, we had that little calculator that had the little bar, and it will power itself, once it was out in the sun, right? So solar energy has always been free energy, right? And now we are moving rapidly, massively into solar energy. The government itself is giving a stipend for people to turn into solar. Now, with that being the case, and the government is involved, that speak volumes, right? That speak volumes, because remember, right, we are going through ecological changes. We are having storms. We have a lot of things. Look at things that are around you. Look at what is transpiring around you, right? Because everything that is around you, that the atmosphere, the air that we breathe, the trees, the weather, everything is referenced to a frequency. Okay, and the changes of what it is that we are experiencing is not the normal rain, not the normal this, not the normal. What we perceive as normal was never normal. It was actually out of balance. And what is taking place now is a correction, right? Is a correction of those imbalances, the frequency correction. And because we did not see ourselves as a frequency, we separated ourselves from the understanding of that science, of that knowledge, right? But you are a frequency. So anything that is frequency related, we are energetically going to be a part of that change, a part of that correction, because you are a frequency. Okay, your name may be John, your name may be Jane, but energetically, vibrationally, you are a frequency, right? So now everything is going to solar, right? The government has passed where they want pretty much everything to be solar energy by 2050. With this company, this major company here that has the monopoly of Florida, which is called Florida Power and Light, they have to be at a 35% solar efficient by 2035. Okay, solar energy. So everybody house is going to have to be powered by solar. You have to understand why is that, right? Everybody knows that the sun is getting hotter, but why is the sun getting hotter? Why is now all of a sudden something that has always been, because the sun has always shined and the sun has always given free energy, right? So, but we have to now start to ask, why is that now the government is a part of trying to assist everyone into going into solar energy? We have to understand that these are even though social media is very, very entertaining, but it is a place of babble. It's no different than the language that we speak. It is designed to keep you away from yourself. It is designed to keep you occupied and not be aware of what is going on, the very thing that you are a part of, which is nature. And nature is changing right before our eyes. And they are aware why they have us distracted with all of these mundane things. That does not, help us in regards to becoming more aware of ourselves. But they are fully aware, in astronomy, in the science, metaphysically, quantum physically, of what is actually transpiring energetically and in frequency. So what I am saying here is that we have to understand that these celebrities and all of these people, their life and all of these things that they're going on, that is mundane by comparison to who you are. You knowing thyself, and the knowledge of knowing thyself puts you in a frequency to understand the very thing that you are connected to. Because right now, things are happening before us, and we're still mundane in the understanding of what is transpiring. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to solar. But why are we going to solar? The sun has always been here. The sun has always been here, right? So why are we going to solar energy, right? Why all of a sudden now the homes and everything can be powered by solar energy? Why was never that ever pushed before now? So the things that are transpiring that is connected to you, we all know that the sun is connected to everything. The sun gives us life, right? So why all of a sudden now, they're giving us solar energy, right? They're making a way for us to receive free energy, right? We just had an incident the other day where it came out that a young man was able to convert water into energy to power a vehicle. Why is that an issue, right? Why are they not ready? So we need to start looking at things that are connected to energy, that are connected to frequency, that is connected to vibration, because that has been the premise of all of this all along. When we start getting the understanding of the fall, right? The fall in frequency, where they say that the angels, 2/3 of the angels of heaven fell in frequency, and they came into the material aspect of being. That energy still remains here. It is still here, and we can't worry about that aspect. We cannot worry about the fall. The focus is for us to put our mind, our state of being, into the rise, right? Understanding who you are energetically, because everything that is out there is being used against us energetically, because we know not of ourselves. We are not trying to, and everybody that's going into the sciences, right? Into the science of the metaphysical aspect of being, they are being silenced. They are being shadow banned, because that is the core and the essence, because that is the true connection. Nature, everything, the wind, the fire, that is the true connection. Everything is frequency. All of this other stuff that we're seeing on social media, the celebrities and all of the influences that takes us away from ourselves, that is mundane. That is mundane. That is to keep you away from you, to keep you booked and busy, because everything around you that is operational to be against you, to keep you in a stagnant state of ascension, is a frequency, energy, and vibration. So when they are working on turning the houses, all of the houses, right? Nobody knows about this order. Nobody knows about the government being a part of trying to get the homes into solar power energies. Nobody knows. It's very on the low right now. Nobody knows about, where I'm at. Florida Power and Light has to have a certain amount, a certain percentage of solar by 2035. Nobody knows this stuff. Anything that is connected to energy Anything that is connected to frequency, that is where our attention should be honed in on. All of these other things that are going on social media are mundane. If they are not speaking in terms of high frequency, high vibration, making you that much closer into the awareness of self, if they are not giving life unto the rise in frequency, it is mundane. It is mundane. If they're telling you something, I understand that in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you come from. But the only thing that has been significant to the past for me is that there was a frequency fall. There was a frequency fall. Grand Rising, Jablaze 215. Gratitude for your presence and your exchange. The only thing that is what I look at right now is that there was a fall. There was a fall in frequency. And the many of stories that I am hearing only solidifies the fall, right? It only solidifies. So there's a multitude of stories from the Moors, from Columbus, from all of the babble, because I now get it now. I'm getting the gist of what it is. All of the babble, right? It is all synonymous to the fall, right? So our focus now should not be on mundane things that keeps us stagnant, because now we understand that it was a frequency fall, right? And there are a multitude of stories, the babble aspect of the multitude of stories to keep us confused. But the one thing that is synonymous to the many stories is that there was a fall, right? There was a fall in frequency, right? However that fall took place. So now that there is a rise in frequency, right? Thus the solar panels being mandated by 2050, that the whole planet is going to be powered by the sun, right? That simply means that there is a rise in frequency, because the sun is a plasmic organic energy, right? It's a plasmic organic energy and frequency. So if everything now is going to need to be powered free energy by the sun, these are the things that we need to be connected to in terms of the rise in frequency, and not be distracted by the mundane things that keeps us stagnant. You cannot worry about the fall, okay? Because the fall has already manifested itself into this now moment, into our waking life, to which we are experiencing in this now moment, right? And I get that we need to know where we come from in order to know where we're going. But out of all the stories that I have heard, it has all been synonymous to the fall in frequency. So now we're on the rise. And the discerning spirit, right? The spirit of discernment now have to energetically in frequency, right? Discern and sift through the mundane things that are coming through social media, mainstream media, even in conversations with people that has not yet raised themselves to a sense of awareness to realize that some of the things that they are affirming by speaking keeps them in a lower state of being, right? We now have to come to a spirit of discerning to be able to decipher what we're going to give our energy to. And if it is of stagnation, if it's mundane, and that includes all of these influencers, right? In terms of the celebrities that they're already there in terms of being bought and paid for. They're bought and paid for. They are in that energy. So therefore, truth be told, we should not be a part of an energy that has been bought and paid for, that is not of service to us in our rise, because we are in a rise. We are in a frequency rise, right? We are rising in frequency. There's nothing that can be done about this rise, right? There is nothing that can be done. They can attempt, they can do whatever, but if they keep you as an energy distracted, right? Because you are an energy, you are a frequency. If they keep you as an energy distracted, then that places, just 1 second, just 1 second, I'm coming. That places, right? That places a stagnation because you are a part of the rise in frequency. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a connection factor. But what has been synonymous is that the stories that has been going around is supporting the fall. We all know now, by now, we should know that we have fell in frequency, that the frequency of the planet it fell. But now we are in a rise. And now if we stop being distracted and look at Grand Rising, Your Highness 369. If we look at what is going on around us, the solar energies, the storms, because we have to understand, although they say that they can manipulate weather and different things of that nature, they want that out there. I am giving back the power where the power truly resides, where the power truly belongs. I am not giving any energy or energy to anything that is inorganic to this plane, because I am now in a sense of awareness that I do not want to sustain anything that is not organic into this plane. So I'm not giving any energy to anything that is not organic to this plane, right? Nature has returned to reclaim and correct, right? They are changing everything into solar panels to receive energy because the correction in frequency is here. The rise is here. Everything that is going on with your celebrity and everything, if it's not in an ascension, if it's not a part of the rise, it is mundane and it is beneath you, because they are bought and paid for to maintain a level of stagnation in the rise in frequency. So if it does not serve you purpose, right? Because you are in awareness that now the fallen is rising, right? Then you have to let it go. If you are bought and paid for, right? Then you are mundane, right? And me personally, I am not going to give life to what I do not want to sustain. So we have to look at the very thing that we are connected to energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. We are connected to nature. Nature is changing. We are connected to the sun. The sun is present energetically, right? We are connected to the wind. We are connected to the rain, the storms, the organic aspect of that existence that is returning. We're not giving life to HARP. We're not giving life to the military. We're not giving life to war. We're not giving life to the negative aspect of monetary exchange, because now we understand that we are the energy. We are the power. We are the rise. We are not going to be influenced or moved by mundane things that keeps us stagnant. Anything that is dealing with energy should raise your level of attention, right? Anything that's dealing with frequency should raise your level of attention, because that is the very thing that we have been moving from without the knowledge of it being connected to us. There were very few people that put that information out there. And if it was more people, it was suppressed. It was not given to the masses. So therefore, we were moving at a lower frequency, right? So we all know the stories. And I'm just putting this out here because I see now there's so many different things, the shooting, the mass shooting, the shortages, and all of those things to keep you distracted. And social media is permeating with that, because a lot of people are not really looking at mainstream media anymore, right? So now they're trying to capture our energy and attention, because attention is energy. They're trying to capture, the operative word, our attention, capture, to contain your attention through social media by mundane things, to keep you in a perpetual state of fear, to keep you in a mental state of worry. anything that is going to stagnate the rise, right? They can't stop it. But if we do not know who we are and understand that we are a very intricate part of energy, right? If we do not know that of ourselves, right? It's okay to see me as Patrice. It's okay to see somebody as who they are, but you are energy. You are a frequency. You are a frequency. That is the very thing that they took away from you here because of the lower of the fall in frequency, right? You are energy. You are energy. And until we see ourselves as energy, frequency, and a vibration, we are always going to be captured. Our attention, which is energy, is always going to be captured by mundane things. Things that are not in support of your rise. That is why it's very important for us to become. You are at Ashe. Absolutely. We are energy. And everything, again, out of all the lives that I have been a part of, the one thing that has been synonymous is that we fell in frequency. Out of every story that's being told, connected to, from the Indians onto the Moors, onto whatever, the synonymous aspect of all stories is that we fell in frequency. That is the one thing that unified us, because I'm in the consciousness of oneness. This is where I am. So the one thing that connects us all in the many different stories of Babel is that we all fell in frequency. We are energy, frequency, and vibration. We are sacred geometry. We are frequency, energy, and vibration. Our DNA has genetic coded sequences that correlates and connects to everything that is organic of this planet. And until we start to connect ourselves and see the value of the connection, we gonna always be lost in the sauce and find mundane things attractive to capture our attention. That will get us nowhere fast. Get you lost in the sauce. And I just wanted to express that aspect of the power. Now I rise in frequency. Ashe, we are rising. This is why everything is going solar, because the sun is the sun frequency, or what we call the sun, because I am inclined to believe that this is something extremely different. Energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency, that I may not be at the frequency to articulate, but I am feeling it. I am feeling it within my being, but I just may not be at that frequency yet to be able to articulate. This is something very, very different. This is something very, very different. And what is coming to me now is that it is written. The correction has already been corrected. It's already corrected. So it's up to you to get into the knowledge and knowing of yourself. Do not be swindled and hoodwinked by anything outside of you or energy. If nothing else, you can know your name and you can know Grand Rising, oneness, Grand Rising. You can know your name on this material expression. But it's time for us, it's long overdue, to get into our highest state of being, our highest state of consciousness, and to not be distracted by these mundane things with these bought and paid for celebrities that are putting all of this shit out there that to keep you stagnant. That is a discerning. That's a discerning. If they're not conscious, giving you conscious information that is to support the rise that is transpiring in this now moment, right? It is mundane and is there to capture the energy of you, right? To keep you stagnant so that it does not go into the appropriate or allocated place for the rise. It has already been written. There's nothing that they can do about this, because wherever this planet is at, wherever this planet is at, wherever it's going, and whatever portal we are traveling through, there's nothing that can be done. It is a wrap. It's either you are on board in your rise, and the thing about being on your rise is that you cannot be distracted. You, in my, and let me put it to this is just me. This is just my opinion. Y'all, everybody is cut a different way, right? What I'm coming to an understanding is that if it does not serve me purpose, I shall give it no energy. We have to let go of things that do not serve us purpose, and we cannot move in fear, because where this is taking us, the energy and the frequency of fear does not exist. So if you are feeling fearful, you really don't have time to be, you have to raise your level of consciousness. You have to raise your state of awareness. The very thing that we are connected to, they have separated you from it, right? The lower aspect of oneness has separated us from that because of the fall in frequency. Snoop Dogg and Erykah Badu don't help us one bit. Well, with them and a discerning spirit, right? You can see past the veil of what it is that they are doing, right? No, we don't have for nonsense. No, we don't. You have a lot of them that are bought and paid for, that realize what is going on, and they say very little, right? They say very little unless they're forced to say something, and they'll make a statement and then they don't say anything else, right? Because they realize, right? We realize who they are, and we realize why they are in that state, right? Because they're still connected to the material plane. The thing of it is that the people, that the energies and frequencies that fell on this plane, that decided to fall right on this plane, it was a choice to do so. They chose to move into this material aspect, and that those energies still exist to this day. They are here. But the thing of it is that divine order is just that. This is why I don't believe in white, black, race, and all that. Divine order, it is what it is. Truth do not have to be defended. Divine order is just that. And wherever you fall at in terms of the order, or wherever you rise at on the divine order, that's what it is. That's just what it is. Divine order, right? Divine order and harmony. And in order for you to be a part of the harmony of the collective and the oneness, you first have to be in harmony with yourself. This is why they are trying to keep us so busy away from ourselves. This is the reason why. And I'm going to take a break from, social media. I'm just going to do my videos and post, or whatever the case may be. But it's time for us to come back to the very thing that we are truly connected to. And it's not the mundane things that we are seeing on social media that keeps us away from ourselves. It's not that. And I get that a lot of people find it entertaining, but entertainment keeps you away from you, right? However you want to organize yourself, give the bulk of what you have of self to yourself as much as you can. And if you want to laugh, don't make that primary, because what's happening when you are choosing to just say, I want to look at something, they're still inundating you. They're still throwing through your social media feed things to keep you, worried and fixated and concentrated on things that we don't want to give life to. All of the asinine shit that the government is putting out there, talking about this, that, and the other. Okay, but you don't have my vote. You don't have my energy. You don't have my being. I don't support that energetically, vibrationally, or in frequency. So you could talk until your tongue get dry. Fuck that. I don't support it. We cannot give it life. I know when we, oh, this irks me because I don't like even giving it, I don't even like talking about it now. But when they put it out there and then we start to discuss it, right? Guess what? That's energy harvesting. That's we're instead of our energy going into the rise, now it has diverted right into a stagnant aspect of low vibration. It made a curve, right? So when we're rising and then we get captured by these things that we should be concerned over, right? I'm not taking away the level of concern, but when we know our power, right? We know, okay, basically when I hear that, that's a summons that they need for me to agree with what it is that they're putting into the agenda for us to stay stagnant, to give them more time in a lower frequency. That's what I hear. I don't hear the story. I hear the intention, because now I can feel the vibration of the intention. The intention, the energy that went into this story. I can feel the intention. My discerning spirit now can feel the intention. So what I hear is that you need me to support this energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency to stagnate, to bring stagnant energies, right? To slow down the rise. That's what I hear. That is what I hear as a discerning spirit. I don't hear the story. I hear the intention and the energy that supports the intention. All right. So this is where I think I do the same, actually give internet a rest. Yes, I know that it's, we utilize it for so many things. A lot of people have their businesses and different things like that on social media. And if you can just do what you got to do, utilize the platform for whatever it is that you're utilizing it for, and come off so that you're not constantly inundated and infiltrated by these diversions, right? Then that's fine. That's I can't tell you guys what to do. The only thing that I can say is that learn the language energetically, vibrationally, and frequency. Learn the frequency language. Learn it, right? And in order to understand that, we have to be moving from a very, 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 how can I say, intuitive discernment of energy and frequency. Our discerning spirit has to be now very sharp, because they're going to like inundate you with so many different things, massacres, baby shortage, people getting kids. They're going to project a lot on us. And we have to have a discernment to really understand the intentions behind it, the energetic intentions of why it is so much wrong going on more so than right? It's so much low vibrational things going on more so than high vibrational. Why are you inundating me with so much low vibration and you're not bringing the balance, equally bringing the balance of high? The reason why we're in such a chaotic level of energy is because of the imbalances, right? The imbalance, right? With our men, with our women, there's an imbalance, right? There's an imbalance. I look at some of the things that transpired, like I said, the mundane thing, but the one thing that I garnered, from our people, right, is that even right now, there's an imbalance amongst ourselves. But the reason why there's an imbalance amongst ourselves, because of ourselves, we had, as the primordial frequency and energy, right? We had those that chose to fall, right? That chose to leave the higher state of consciousness, right? That came here for the fall. So being the primordial energies, we're going to have that imbalances, because remember, 1/3 of heaven, or 3/4 of heaven decided, as they say, decided to fall in frequency, right? The primordial frequency, gratitude to you, beautiful soul, alumni 777. Thank you, gratitude. We are the primordial frequency, right? The carbon beam. Okay. The carbon. Okay. So we have to understand that even in the primordial frequency, right? There were those that chose to fall, right? So what we see among ourselves has always been. That's no new revelation, right? That's nothing new. But now we have to recognize the ones or the energy, or those that carry that energy of the fall, that want to the way that I understand it is that when I see those that are in entertainment and they are keeping up with the facade, right? They're keeping up with the facade energetically, right? Because they are there and they're not doing anything to balance out the energies, right? I say, okay, in my mind, I say of the primordial, they are the ones that's that 3/4 of heaven that fell. That's that primordial energy that is there, that wants to be in the material realm. They chose to fall. That's that aspect of the primordial energy that wants to be in the fall energy, right? And they are primordial energy, so eventually when they get ready to rise, they will rise, right? So discernment allows me to see past the veil. I don't see Chris Rock. I see energy, vibration, and frequency, right? I don't see Will Smith. I see energy, vibration, and frequency, right? And the manifestation by their actions, which is also energy, vibration, and frequency. How they move, right? And what they're not doing, right? And what they are doing, energy, vibration, and frequency, tells me where they are at energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency, right? And if they are more into the aspect of the fallen, then I know primordially, anciently, that energy that they house chose to be a part of the material plane as a fallen frequency, right? This is just my way of looking at it. Everybody has their own way of understanding this whole thing. This is just how I come up with the understanding. So I'm not going to worry about these frequencies that are resembling those that chose to fall. The primordial. These are the primordial energies. Now you got other entities that are not of the primordial frequency, right? That are manipulating the primordial energy that chose to fall. You understand what I'm saying? This is how this is why they are controlled. This is why Hollywood is controlled, right? This is why Hollywood is controlled, because those that house that frequency and energy, right, that wants to be in this material, that wanted to be in this material expression in the way that they are. This is how those that are not of primordial energy frequency, dominant primordial energy and frequency, is catapulting off of those that are of primordial frequency, the falls, right? This is it. So you got those that want to be here, that want to be in this frequency they want to be here. So that's how I read it, right? Everybody else may have a different way of understanding, but this is how I get the gist of, in terms of the frequencies, right? So when I see certain energies and frequencies, like for instance, for me, I can look at Monique, right? I can look at that sister and I can feel the frequency. I can feel the energy and the frequency that she's on. Then I can look at the DLs, right? I damn sure can feel the frequency that he's on, right? It, in my own personal opinion. So you cannot I'm Patrice, but the bigger part of me is an energy, frequency, and a vibration. We did not make that connection, right? We did not make that connection. You saw Patrice, right? You saw the expression that it has so happened to be named Patrice, right? But the true aspect of me in being, right, is energy, vibration, and frequency. So if the sun is an energy, plasmic energy, vibration, and it vibrates and it emits a frequency, I am connected to the sun. So if you hear anything that's going on astrologically or anything that what they quote unquote say is outer space doing energy, your ears should go up, your eyes should open. You should automatically be connected to find out or try to go from within to understand what is transpiring energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency, because that is first before the material expression of you. The material expression of you is your energy manifested into the material aspect of being. That is where the mind goes, because it's energy. The physical body will follow because it follows the frequency of you. It is the latter, right? It's the latter aspect of expression. It's the lower aspect of expression when you are in the material being. This is no different from pulling what you want to manifest out of, right, the energies and bring it into material to be manifested into your waking life. Same thing, right? What we should be focusing on, in my most humblest of opinion, do what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to be what I want to see, and I'm just expressing that being, right? Anything that is connected to the sun energy, right? Anything that's connected to energy, anything that's connected to your food, like even the food, right? I am coming to understand that the reason why there is so much diabetes among quote unquote African Americans, right, is because, right, by genetics, we are only supposed to be eating fruits. So the lower side of expression of the oneness decided to manipulate that, right? Because that's why we crave it, because we wasn't getting the right thing. So then now we crave it. So now guess what? Now we understand why they changed the seeds and all of these different things, genetically modified, mostly fruits and vegetables, right? Because it is energy, vibration, and frequency. Everything that is connected to energy, vibration, and frequency. That is all we needed in terms of our lower expression is hydration. And the proper hydration. Not H2O, but H3O. That my husband and many people from, the islands in Jamaica, they drink like it's just like drinking water, right? Ashe to Maya Muchi, that is correct. Right? We have been moving improperly, right? Water is frequency. High vibrating water such as coconuts and different things. Those are frequencies. Anything that is involving, yes, pretty chin, for real. You don't know, like you say. Yes, right? Anything that is dealing with frequency out until we get the gist of who we are in terms. You are just a manifestation of pretty chin. You are just a manifestation in the lower aspect of being Tracy, Mia, the physical aspect of you. Started energetically, right? And it manifested itself into the material, right? So the things that the news come and tell you that is of the material, such as wars, such as food shortages, that is the latter. Because now, guess what? They need for you to energetically put that in motion by thought to manifest that into the material. So now the discerning aspect of you need to be sharpened and on point so that you can see behind the veil. And be able to pull the intention, the energy of intention. Many of us see life on an outer version and many see life from within, depends on either. Right. So for me, when I see that a lot of people are predominantly moving from the lower aspect of themselves, I get the fact that they know not of themselves. Right. And there is an energy that is in genetic sequences, because if you're primordial, right, It's in the genetic sequence of primordial energies and frequencies that these beings will exist. Those frequencies still are here because energy does not die. It transforms. So when we get when we got it, the battle, it's no real battle. It's just understanding order. There is order. There is divine order. This is why I don't say white, black. I don't alien. There is divine order. 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 And the truth of that order does not need to be defended because it is divine. It is order. And wherever you choose to fall on in the order of energy, frequency, and vibration, thus it shall be. And if you want to be in a descended aspect of expression, right, where you have the duality of free will, then thus it shall be. If you want to raise your level of consciousness to be more in the frequency of truth, absolute truth, then thus it shall be in the ascension of your being in frequency, vibration, and energy. It really is, to me, simple, that simple. And I'm sure that other people might, have other things that they can, piggyback and add to it or whatever. But this is how I have simplified it in my mind. Cosmic laws, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it kind of like baffles me when I know that genetically in our genetic sequences, right? Okay, this is the gist of things, right? In our genetic sequences, right? We may have the genetic ability to do many things, right? But guess what? Right? It's operational on frequency. There is a certain frequency that has to connect with that genetic sequence to be able to unlock it. So if you are still moving in the mundane state of consciousness, at a lower aspect of consciousness, then how are you trying to have an expectation that you're going to fly, that you're going to, because you got to move to get into that space of knowing genetic sequence. You have to be in that frequency of the knowing of what is. You have to rise in frequency. Right? So yes, you may encompass and house the ability to do all of these things based off of your genetics. But if you are in this duality, do not make a choice within your free will of this duality to raise yourself in consciousness and become more aware, then guess what? The power is going to stay locked because you don't have the frequency code compatible to unlock it. You have to rise in frequency. Now, the planet is rising in frequency, right? The planet is rising. So this is why a lot of these sequences, genetic sequences, are now starting to become activated, right? But you still are moving in a level of duality, right? Because everybody's still stuck in one gear. They're still thinking that the president and all these people run shit when they don't realize that you run it. Your energy. You are the energy. You are the power. You are facilitating a reality that is not yours by the truth and the knowing of thyself. Because if you truly knew thyself, this reality that has now been manifested would not have been your choice. You were moving from a false sense of truth because we believed in something that was to our detriment energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. Believing will get you over the hump. That is why they always tell you believe, believe, believe. But they notice, they say, oh, believe in yourself right from the start. Believe, believe until blah, blah, blah. But they never say no because they understood that knowing, moving from a place of knowing was a whole nother different energy. And if you move from a place of knowing, then you would never be a part of things that is to your detriment into the believing aspect, because the believing is enough energy to get you over the hump, the size of a mustard seed, that faith of the size of a mustard seed. That is how I understand belief to be. It's just enough to get the energy into manifestation. So they always put you in the mindset of believing. They want you to believe because it's just a faith of the size of a mustard seed. They only need you into that belief energy. That is enough energy to bring things into manifestation. So if I can get you to believe that it's a famine, if I can get you to believe that it's a war, it's enough energetically to get it over the hump to bring it into manifestation. That's why I do not subscribe to belief anymore. I don't subscribe to it. Absolutely. We have to first understand ourselves and who we are, what we are truly supposed to be connected to. Anything that's dealing with energy, anything that's dealing with astronomy in terms of the sun, right? And all of the other planets. The one thing, this is the thing with me. The one thing that I can see with these eyes, right, is the sun, right? Or the energy that they call the sun, right? I can see that, right? Pluto, Mars, all that other shit, right? We have to now energetically put ourselves in a position to move ourselves from a knowing, definitely knowing. So anytime I see any type of change, because I understand that that plasmic ball that is emitted, that gives light, right? I understand that is significant. That is very, very significant, right? That is significant. Anything that is dealing with the sun is significant to your being. It is significant to this life on this plane. It is very, very much significant. A lot of people say the moon, but I personally do not identify with the moon. I'm not there yet. You know, I don't proclaim to know everything. I'm not there yet. I only know my journey and what it is that I'm doing for myself that I choose to share with you guys because I'm being what I want to see. So I'm just sharing, but I don't connect with the moon like that. And I'm a moon sign. I'm a Cancerian. I'm a Cancer, but I don't connect with the moon like that. I connect with the sun. We need to set a date and start working and paying bills. The game is all. If you stop working in your mind, even though, see, this is the thing. The manifestation is already here, right? As I said, this rising. So, because the manifestation of what we have created, mentally, energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency is already manifested. So we are dealing with the manifestation of our creation because we believed in something, or we took upon ourselves to accept a value of something that was against us, because it transitioned from, us being free to putting us in the survival mode frequency. So this is why believing is never good to move from the energy of belief, because it can be manipulated. But nevertheless, the manifestation of believing has brought us to this part. It started with a thought. It started with somebody saying something, planning something, implementing fear, low vibration. However, it has been manifested. So now we have to see ourselves, envision ourselves doing something different, and continue every single day. Yes, we're moving in this energy to sustain, but as long as we're seeing and putting that energy out there to see ourselves out of this situation, it has no choice but to manifest. It has no choice. It's energy, and you are controlling that energy. The only thing that it has to be is in truth and pure in heart and in a knowing energy for it to manifest into this material realm. You have to believe and know from a place of knowing that it is true. That is true. No different than we voluntarily believed in the shit that didn't serve us, and now it's here. It's in here and in full force. We did that. So why is it so difficult to see yourself in a better space? You are worthy. This is why I say you are worthy. You are enough. Contrary to what your environment is saying. Understand that was created and built by design to keep you debilitated. You have always been greater than that lie. That whole thing is a lie. It's only the truth because you gave it life. But it's a false sense of truth. Because the true part of you would not want to be in that situation. That's the truth. Nobody want to live in the hood, the ghetto. Nobody wants to be around that energy. That energy of what they call the hood and the ghetto, that energy. Nobody want to be in that frequency and energy. Ain't nobody trying to subscribe to that. Ain't nobody trying to subscribe to that. If you had a choice to really, and you always have had the choice, but if you knew that you did not have to be in that and you moved from that space, then the reality would change. That's why I try my best not to regurgitate anything that I don't want to sustain, or anything that I don't want to exist. And just know, when the media, social media, try to inundate you with something constantly because they understand that we are visual, do not give it life. If it's something that you don't want to exist, they are petitioning for your energy, for it to manifest. If you look at it from that perspective, then it will give you a renewed sense of responsibility and accountability of what you invest your energy in. When they come out there and say, oh, this is going to be, we're going to expect, they're projecting. They're projecting the future they're telling you what they want the future to look like. You have to subscribe to it. This is why they got like and subscribe. You have to subscribe to it with your energy. So when you see it, you denounce it. You denounce it. Don't give it life. Please, do not give it life. Just keep it going. Scroll. A lot of people in Christians say, I rebuke you. Whatever you got to say, just do not give it life. They're petitioning for your energy, for the future of what it is that they want to keep you debilitated, to keep you in a stagnant sense of energetic frequency, so that they can manipulate you in fear. Because when you rise in frequency, fear does not exist in high frequency. You won't be scared of nothing. They won't be. And then if you're not fearful of anything, then they can't control you. And if until we're able to see that, you have to be in that energetic space. You have to be in that do not be distracted by all this mundane stuff to keep you away from yourself. They're keeping us energetically booked and busy, right? Everything from sports on down to everything. They're keeping us booked and busy, because if you truly start moving from a place of knowing and spiritual discernment, that is your vision past the veil. Because now you will see intention. You will feel the energy and vibration with the intention, because now you are in the streamline of the energetic frequency of oneness. So now you will be able to feel the intention, the energy. And if that energy is beneath your eyes, you are not going to give life to something that you're not going to back. Let's put it this way. Your highness. Right? I always say I will always see in your highness. So when you are moving energetically in your highness, you do not bow to anything that is below you or beneath you, because it's beneath you. You don't bow to it. You don't bow to it. Right? If I could give you a visual of what your highness is. So when you become in tune energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency, when you become in tune of that, then your highness, right? Your high energy, you're not going to bow to anything low vibrational that is going to be a detriment, not only to you, but to the oneness of you. Because you are a part of the oneness. You are a part of divine order. We are all, we are all interconnected. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. But the only thing is that there's order to the shit. There's levels and there's order. Right? Divine order. Where do you fall at in the divinity of the divine order? Where are you? Energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. You are an energy that has manifested yourself into Patrice. I am an energy. I am a frequency. I am a vibration. I am sacred geometry. Right? Look at me. I am sacred geometry that has manifested itself into the material aspect of being. I am energy first. I am frequency first. I am vibrating. That is the vibration of me, is the sacred geometry that you see with these eyes, right? This is sacred. Your being in the material aspect, when you put yourself, if you had the sand, they call it, I forgot what they call it. But when you put sand on this thing that vibrates, right? And they have a vibration at a pitch of high frequency, and it makes all of these beautiful sacred geometry patterns, right? And the higher the frequency, the more complex the patterns become, right? So if anybody wanted to know what they're vibrating off of, right? Speak into something that vibrates and see how the sand, the grains of sand, start to take shape and start to take fold, right? And if you are high frequency, the more complicated, right? The more complicated that pattern, that geometric sacred geometric pattern will be, right? It is simple, but the only reason why we don't see it that simple is because we are constantly inundated on low vibrational complexities, right? That we should not even be entertaining. You are the power. Have a level of discernment of what you allocate your power and give your life to. Anything that they're talking about, like I said earlier, right now, a lot of people do not know this, but there has to be 35% and 38% of Florida from the company, the monopoly company of Florida Power and Light, has to be operational with solar energy. Solar energy. If you drive, for those who live in Florida, if you drive on 75 to go to Tallahassee and go on I-10, they own acres and acres of land, right? That are full of solar panels. Disney World is fully solar operational. Fully solar operational. You got to go where the energy flows. You are energy. You are energy. You are vibration. You are not Snoop Dogg. You are not stop, get it. You are not what latest movie, even though that's the way that they put truth in lies, but truth in plain sight. But if you're not at a frequency to be able to decipher or decode what is transpiring, it's just going to look like another movie. Oh, that was a good old movie. Did you see her running? Do you notice that it's always the black person that gets sacrificed first see, these are the type of mundane conversations that we have because we knew not of ourselves. We never knew the significance of the movie energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency and what they were putting before us. And they did that. They did. Let me explain something to you. You think they didn't know that this great awakening wasn't going to happen? They knew. We're the only ones that didn't damn it know. They knew. Because they study us night and day. The midnight oil stay on. Even when the sun is out, the midnight oil stays on. They study us night and day. Yes. It is. Look at your skies. Look at your skies. They always keep your head up. They look at your skies. Look at the rain. Look at the storms. Not only look, calm yourself, feel the energy. You can, this is the thing. When you get more into the discerning spirit, you can even feel when the energy of the storms are organic and when they are, when they are orchestrated. You can feel the difference in frequency. Because the intention has to be set in order for anything on the material plane, the intention has to be set. So you can feel energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency the difference of the rain, of the wind, of the storms. And one thing that they can no longer play with is the sun. They have zero power over me at this point. My perspective is unique to me. everyone on this journey keep your chin up. Ashe. Ashe. We, just like you have a fingerprint, you have an energetic imprint, right? And you are in the frequency and the dimension of duality, right? The duality of the yin and the yang, free will, right? Either left, you can either go left, right. But the operative thing of this duality is to maintain balance between the two. If you cannot maintain a balance, homeostasis, equilibrium, or harmony, right? This is where everything starts to become off balance and in chaos. Everybody has their own, just like you have a fingerprint, you have your own unique energetic imprint. And what you attract to you is for you, right? It's for you, right? That's why there's no right, there's no wrong. I'm not going, if a person is telling me their story and how they're interpreted, I understand energetically, that is their imprint for them to receive it in that way until their energetic imprint allows them to receive something different, right? But the synonymous aspect of what it is in oneness is that we need to rise. However that rise take place with their energetic imprint, we need to rise. We are rising. The planet is rising, right? We need to understand what is going on around us energetically in vibration and in frequency, because that is who you are. That is what is manifesting your second by second manifestation of your being in this waking life right now is the energy of you. When that energy is no longer incubated or encapsulated in this vessel, then you can see when the energy no longer resides there. You can visibly see even with these eyes that the energy no longer is there. The energy is what facilitates this avatar. The energy is what allows this avatar to remain in manifestation in this waking life, in this physical expression. Get that aspect that you are energy before you are the physical. Peace, beautiful soul. Peace, Electric Foods 50. You are energy. So everything that's going on energetically around you, when it's pertaining to the weather, when it's pertaining to the food, when it's pertaining to fruits and vegetables, fruits first, vegetables second, right? That is who you are, holistically, energetically, vibrationally, in this material aspect of being. That is who you are, right? Constantly focus on the energies and frequencies and notice what is going on around you. Have the level of discernment to be able to decipher the intent that is going into what is going on around you. When you hear the media, if you catch wind of the mundane things that they're soliciting your energy for, that you don't want to exist, do not give it life. Do not subscribe energetically to it. Do not give it conversation. Do not give it your energy. Do not talk about it to nobody. Do not give it life. If you do not want it to exist, do not give it your energy. When they put it out there, they are soliciting for you to mentally harbor that seed that they're planting in your energetic ability to grow it and to manifest it. They plant it here with you so that you can start thinking about it, energetically investing into the thought of what it is that they want to manifest into this material aspect. Know the setup. Know that you are being set up. All of us collectively, if all of us in unity collectively thought, right, of us, and we really truly honed in and focused on thinking ourselves out of this situation, it would manifest. It would manifest. Your energy. And you are in it. The difference is you are energy with consciousness. You are energy with consciousness. The sun is conscious, right? The trees are conscious. Contrary to popular, the trees are conscious. You have consciousness. That's why I grow my own. I give them the power to feed you, then you also give them the power to stop. You do. Yes. The time has been backwards lately. Like everything is predictable at this point. Like you said, I've seen this movie before. Ashe. Ashe. The energies are here, fam. The energies are here. They are here. But now because we are in still, many of us are still in the duality of the energies, right? We have to choose to rise. It's a choice. You have to choose where you want your energy to be. You are the energy. And you cannot be moved by the illusion of death and all this other kind of stuff. You got to be fearless. I am fearless. That was what I was put out there this rising. I am fearless. I am fearless. Because that's another hold. That is another stronghold, energetic stronghold, to keep you stagnant and to keep you in the acceptance value of things that are mundane, that are detrimental to your being energetically. Bubble backwards. You have to choose to move forward or move. Absolutely. It's a choice. It's definitely a choice. And we have to understand that in this, for me, this is me. I want to move energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency into the absolute. I no longer want to be a part of free will. Free will, I don't want to be a part. I want to move from a space of knowing. I don't want to move in an energy where things can be manipulated. I want to rise in frequency and move into a space of knowing. I want to move in a space of absolute truth, right? Absolute, not relative, absolute. The sun moves in absolute frequency. The trees move in absolute trees. No matter where you look, it's always a tree. You cut it down, and if you don't get all of the root, it's still going to grow back to that same type of tree. The things that are around us that moves in its absolute value, that cannot be manipulated by its own, because it's still a tree. The only manipulation that is done into the physical is those lower aspect of expression that decides to try to play the God that they are not, because they're at a lower aspect of being, energetically, vibrationally. So when you move into your absolute space and absolute, that is your ascension. That is you moving in a space where there is no if, ands, or but. It just is. Your state of being in that space is enough. All of the flying and all of the miraculous things that you would like to unlock in your DNA, we can unlock that aspect of our DNA right now, right? But are you at that frequency to be able to do that? You have to be at a frequency to even in this stagnant energy, even though we're rising now, right? To be able to do that. It's all frequency. It's all vibration. Energy. And I just wanted to share that with you all, because I see that, and like I say, I am being what I want to see, and I am sharing that being with you all. And I see the state and the condition that we are on social media, right? And we are here, we're all trying to figure things out for ourselves. But they know that we're trying to figure things out. They see these lives. They shutting down channels on YouTube, and they're doing whatever they're doing over there, and all of this nonsense that is taking place. But you cannot be moved by the illusion of what they want to project as power, because they only got the power because we know not of ourselves. As soon as we get into that knowing and move and phase, elevate from the believing into the knowing, that changes the game energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. Game changer. Game changer. They want you to believe all day. Believe. They want you to believe all day, because believing is enough to get it into the realm of manifestation. But knowing gives you spiritual discernment. It's almost like having an American Express card and you go to the black card. It give you more perks, right? You get more perks from the platinum to the black, right? You get more perks when you move from a space of knowing, because that spiritual discernment will be able to see the bullshit. You understand? That is where that knowing comes from. You will be able, you know how they say I can smell shit a mile away? Well, you can smell shit 300 years away, right? Because it elevates you, right? It elevates your energy. You will be able to discern and you will feel it. You will be able to feel it as it comes across the screen. You will be able to feel it. You would instantly have a discerning spirit to know the intentions of what that is and what it is that is trying to do to you. Even if you can't articulate it, you will be able to know. You will be able to feel that. And I'm emphatic about it because I see what's transpiring. And this is where I am going to take a breather, do what I'm doing in terms of my purest of intention by putting this information out there and then come off, right? Because I need the purity of my mind, right? To be able to access energies and frequencies so that when I do make myself visible to you guys can receive that energy. Also, to be able to stimulate and unlock. This is my service. This is me being of service to mankind. The aspect of my truth of who I am in the all-knowing of the oneness. This is my being. This is my truth. This is my purpose. Right? This is what I'm doing. So I don't want to be infiltrated visibly because they know that we're very visceral. That's why I look at all of the artifacts that you see, right? We are very creative, and look at what we have built and the detail, the intricate detail, because we are creators. We are visual. They know that about us. They know that about us. This is why you got Instagram, right? This is why. Everything is so visual, right? Because we are detail. We are that frequency. We are intricate detail, right? Beautiful, beautiful. If you see some of the things, if you go on MB333, there's a video that he got that he's showcasing this rainbow, right? This rainbow is just moving across the sky. These colors that are just, now mind you, the true aspect of colors, like we only can see a small spectrum in this frequency, right? But we're so used to rainbows, but to see that the colors just moving across the so if you can only see the illumination energetically of yourself, the real true beauty of who you are energetically, it will change. Do not believe the lies. You are not black. You are the freaking rainbow, right? They hate us so much that they attach the rainbow to an agenda that is not organic to our being, right? Because they are not you. They want to be you energetically so badly, right? Because they do not, the lower aspect does not emit that energetic frequency. Those vibrant, beautiful colors that we, from this spectrum, we have not even seen, right? You are beautiful. You are the power. You are great. Y'all think I be saying that because I ain't got nothing else to say and it sound cute. No, it ain't about sounding cute. It ain't about that. That's you. Energy. Look at energy. Look at when it rains. Look at the mirage. Look at energy. Anything that is connected to energy is you. That's you. That is you. Look at energy. Feel the energy. Be the energy. You are energy first. You are energy first. Manifest it into the material. You are energy. The knowing of thyself is imperative for those who are ready to ascend. Do not be caught up into the mundane. Do not give life to which you do not want to exist or sustain. Raise your vibration to have your discerning spirit to be able to see the energy of the intention that is being set before you, so that you can have the discernment to see and know if you are going to invest your energy to something that is either going to be beneficial or detrimental. If it's going to be detrimental to the being of you, it is going to also be detrimental to the being of the oneness of mankind, because we are all interconnected. The oneness of us. And I know that a lot of people are talking about the separation and everything. Everything will work itself out in the order to which it falls in the line of divinity and the oneness that supports the divine. So we don't have to talk about the separation and everything. Everything will fall in divine order. That is to keep us stagnant when we give energy to separation, because even the things that we do not like is still in divine order. It's still an order that is a part of the oneness. So when you speak separation, you're only giving energy and frequency to that to which you do not want to sustain, because energy doesn't have labels. We give things labels. We give them labels. Energy has order. Kilowatts. You got 1,300 kilowatts. You got 1,400 kilowatts. You got 900 kilowatts. The order to which we understand it is 900 kilowatts. It's less than 1,400 kilowatts. It has order, right? It has order. So we do not have to utilize energy to express something that is already is. It's already in order. Divine order. The universe knows all that has transpired energetically. It don't see the stories. We got the stories of what transpired. We got the stories, right? We got the stories to go along with the energies, right? But the universe see energy. It see frequency and it see vibration. We label the energy, the frequency, and vibration with the stories. With what? The slavery, right? The wars. We label it. We label it with the babble, right? With the babble. We label it, right? With the babble. But what the universe sees is energy, vibration, and frequency in divine order, and correct the imbalances of what is transpiring right now. We are in a correction. Do not give life to what you do not want. I know I sound like a broken record, but I need, because we still talk about things, the very things that we don't want to exist. We talk about it. I hear my brother, as much as I love him, I get that it is things that has manifested itself into a reality. I get that part. I get it. And it may very well come into fruition, because you got a lot of people that don't know how to move from a level of discernment to not give it energy, right? But when I'm only saying this now in hopes that you guys spread this part, if they coming to you, look at it as them coming to you, soliciting for you to give it life. They're asking you to pay into something, to invest into something that is detrimental to your being. Famine, milk shortages, food shortages, all of the shit that they're trying to say. And then now the things that they can manipulate in the material from a visual is for you to go into the stores. And if you, now food, they got the shit stored somewhere in some damn container in the middle of the Siberian Sea somewhere and shit, right? But because they understand that they got to match what they're soliciting, the energies from you, so that it can now become confirmed that this is more true than not, so that you now can believe because of the shelves being empty, right? That there's a shortage, right? Because they already done put it out there. So they need for you to see that it's a shortage so they can get you to believe that there is. They done stole your shit, right? All the shit that they ain't putting on the shelf is in the Mediterranean Sea, sitting in some goddamn container on the shit. But they got to set the stage for you to believe in the shit so they can create the reality that is detrimental to your being. Do not fall for the okie doke. That's the lies. You are greater than the lies that they tell you. That's the lies. No different than you needing a doctor, right? To get you to believe in that doctor, they tell the doctor they got to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P behind their name so that you can have assurance and be affirmed to believe in this doctor, right? But the knowing is telling you, I don't think I should go to this doctor. You know, you ain't listening to the knowing because they done got you hoodwinked and bamboozled to believe into something that is detriment to your being. Belief is that faith is the size of a mustard seed that can move a mountain. Belief. It can get you over the hump. And they'll set the stage. This is the true Hollywood story, fam. This is what I'm trying to... They will set the stage to substantiate what they are soliciting for you to believe in so that it can come to fruition. So that it can be manifested into the material aspect of being. To your detriment. Do not give life to what you... they're going to put it out there. They're going to put it out there. They had people to take that thing, right? Just to go back. And now everybody like, damn, if I would have known, I would have never... Because what? They move from fear and they move from belief. But then there are those, right? That no matter how bad it looked, lost jobs and everything, we were like, well, I don't care. I ain't doing it. Because why? We moved from a place. You see how powerful knowing is? You see how powerful it is? Imagine if we all was on one accord with that. Even in this dimension of duality and free will. We are all on one accord in moving from our knowing. That gives you those perks and the upgrades to sharpen your intuition of your discerning aspect of your being. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know that we have our days. We want to be entertained sometime and everything, and that's fine. I get it. I do get it. But the greater aspect of who you are in being in terms of knowing who you are is to know that you are energy. And we have always been manipulated by the very thing that is all powerful, that is supposed to allow us to have the best experience in our manifestation of our material selves, our material being. For those who want to experience in the best of light. So I just wanted to put that out there. I didn't really mean to take that long in this live, but I hope that what I've said to you is beneficial, moving forward in your rise in frequency, in your rise in energy, right? In your rise in being, in your rise in your state of awareness, right? In your rise in understanding and having a discerning aspect of your being to discern where to invest your energy, what to subscribe your energy to, right? That is the gist of what it is that I'm saying here in this live. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope, that it makes some sense, that it makes some sense. I'm not the best person to speak or whatever, I get a little nervous here and there or what have you, but I'm moving from a pure spirit. When I say that I love you guys, I really, truly do. I really, really, truly love you guys. I love all of you. because that's the way that I love you is how I love myself. And I honestly believe this is why the passion is just so strong. You know, hi Frankie, I am happy and I am grateful every time. Oh, you come alive on live. You give me good energy and good understanding. And I want you to keep doing what you are doing for self, because you are doing it, my God. Oh, gratitude. You are too, because guess what? There is no coincidence. For those that are here, there is no coincidence that energetically you are here. So the very thing that you feel about me, I also feel about you. We are really truly one. I share gratitude to you. I'm so, thank you. Gratitude. This spectrum of life, of their life, there is nothing new below the sun, but is new to many. Yes, there is nothing new under the sun. That is true. We just have to now grow into our state of awareness energetically. And I think that once we come into the understanding that this Patrice here, this Patrice is sacred geometry, right? Vibration. I am vibrating a sacred geometry, a pattern that is being visibly seen into the manifestation. This is me vibrating sacred geometry, right? Physical. This is my physical vibration, right? Into the material realm. Once we see ourselves as energy, the energy first that is named Patrice, right? In this incarnation, in this waking experience, then it will change. I honestly think energetically it would change a lot of the perception, because the perception of things is the greatest energy. How you perceive it, right, determines the energy of the perception, the energy, the frequency of the perception. So I'm hoping, and that the energetic perception changes enough for people to understand what it is that I am conveying right now in this moment. That's all. It's just a matter of being able to transmute this energy, on to you guys, right? For the benefit of all of us, not just myself, all of us, the aspect of the oneness, right? For those who are strong enough, within themselves and within them, their truth, and moving from a space and a place of knowing. This is the warrior energy. This is the warrior energy comes in many different visuals, right? But this is the warrior energy, the strength that's going to carry. We're going to carry the weight of a lot. But I'm doing in my own way, my due diligence. There's none better than the divine goddess energy. Ashe. Gratitude. I Grand 2000. I appreciate you. And guess what? You are here. So you are that balance, right? I am not the divine masculine, even though right now, they're pitting us against each other energetically, right? But I respect my divine masculine because I understand the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, right? Even with us understanding that the divine feminine frequency, because it's the frequency, and the woman has been chosen to house that frequency, right? I understand that the divine masculine, in balance with the divine frequency of the divine feminine. Oh, baby. That's supernova. That is why they separated our men from our women. That is why they made polygamy illegal, right? That is why. Because there's power in numbers. There's power in the divine masculine and the divine feminine connected together. The oneness. Powerful. If our divine masculine and divine feminine really could see each other energetically, and how powerful we are as a connected supernova, y'all. Supernova. I always say we supernova energy as a collective consciousness, especially when we working together. We are that supernova energy. We are that supernova. We are that supernova. We are. Okay? We are. Right? And I'm going to always remind you of that. I'm always going to remind you how great you are. I'm always going to remind you. I'm always going to say I see you in your highness, because I know that it exists, and you just need to see that within yourself, because I already see it. And I'm pushing. I'm soliciting the energy and frequency to connect that aspect of your being, because I know that it's there. That is why I do this, because I know that the highness of you is there. This is why I do it to the best of my ability. And I'm not saying that I'm the highest thing out there in frequency. I'm growing right along with you. But when something comes along and I feel it vibrate and I feel the power behind it, I'm sharing it to be able to stimulate those. I'm doing it until I can't do it no more in this physical incarnation. I'm doing it, right? Together we are unstoppable. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I completely concur. So with that being said, fam, I just wanted to put that out there. I love you guys immensely. Thank you for all of the energies, exchanges that I have had here in this moment, in this waking life. It is valued. It does not go unappreciated. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. I'm in sheer gratitude of you. I love you guys immensely. And as I say, I salute to the divinity within you. I will always see you in your highness, and just know that you are the power. You are the power. Move in your I am fearless presence. You are everything, and everything is you. And connect with the energetic value around you that shows itself materially on this plane, in the seen as well as the unseen. Because truth be told, the unseen, the greatest power is in the unseen. All right. So with that being said, I love you. I love you all. And I should talk with you guys later. Love you guys. Later.